Welcome to the Vintage Iron Project. Let's go.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Vintage Iron Project. We came all the way to Texas today to show you the most impressive collection of motocross bikes in the country. The Holigan Collection is very, very private, very exclusive, but we've been granted access to show you everything he's got, and it's a lot. They say everything's bigger in Texas, and this certainly is. Today we have a sea of blue bikes from Yamaha, and some champions like Chad Reedy, James Stewart, and the king, Jeremy McGrath. So let's get into it. All right, we've got Chad Reed's 2004 championship winning YZ450. There was a time when two strokes were the only thing on the starting line at a Supercross, and this was one of the most potent ever created. If you take a look at these massive front forks made to absorb all that hoop action and triples that they have in the Supercross, these things were starting to be very intentionally designed for Supercross racing. The motor looks like your average YZ450, but I can tell you from having restored this bike myself, the inside is not your average 250. Carburetor is very special, and it has a very, very unusual works ignition with a spark plug about that big. It has works suspension out back, titanium pegs, titanium fasteners everywhere, and something that a lot of people probably wouldn't notice is the petcock. It's missing the handle and lever on the petcock. They trimmed those off so no one would bump them closed when they were riding, turn the gas off, obviously. Billet triple clamps with an offset specific to Supercross. You know, Chad had an illustrious career, but he is rarely given credit for being the last guy to ever win a Supercross race on a two-stroke. Ricky Carmichael was the last rider to win the championship on a two-stroke, but Chad in 2005 won the last race of the year on a two-stroke, and one hasn't won since then. So the end of an era and an iconic motorcycle, iconic rider for sure. All right, and taking a look at the other side of Chad's bike, we've got Pro Circuit exhaust and silencer. We've got billet hubs, billet clutch cover, billet linkage on the suspension, full work shock, secret carburetor with lots of wires coming off of it. This is not your dad's YZ. This is something pretty special. In the hands of Chad Reed, it was a championship bike. In 2009, James Stewart was riding for Yamaha and the San Manuel team. Here's his gear. More importantly, here's his bike. This is a championship winning bike in 2009, and it is trick nose to tail. Check out those forks, nitrite, billet, anodized, everything. I mean, this thing is so trick. Billet triple clamps, GYTR cylinder that I'm sure has been even modified from what comes stock from GYTR, billet hubs, massive intake port here that's been added to feed that motor. When this guy was on, there was nobody better. Natural talent, extraordinaire. All right, let's take a look at the other side of James Stewart's YZ450F Akrapovic exhaust system, full system. Akrapovic was kind of new at that point. We got a full billet work shock, billet linkages. We even have a billet kickstart knuckle. That's how trick this thing is. I mean, front to back, it's got cool stuff. It's even got a billet hot start button. Because back then, they had carburetors and they were not happy when they were hot motors. and hard to start, so you needed a hot start button to help you. But in a Supercross, by the time you went through that old monkey motion, you weren't going to be winning the main. And last but not least, a little butt bump here, which I like to call the prostate pillow, holds James in place when he's hitting those big triples and trying to seat bounce it. This was as good as it got in 2009. All right, there's only one king, Jeremy McGrath, 72 career wins in Supercross. And in 1999, he won the championship again on this motorcycle. I didn't restore this one like I did Chad's and Bubba's, but it is an immaculate bike. Pro Circuit exhaust, GYTR carbon fiber, billet triple clamps, works suspension, of course. I mean, it's got to be fit for a king, right? And the billet hubs, sponsored by Chaparral and 1-800-COLLECT. Remember those guys? This was such a potent package against the competition in '99. He dominated. All right, let's take a look at the other side of Jeremy McGrath's 1999 Supercross winning machine. Bridgestone tires front and rear. We got a titanium subframe, white air box. According to Yamaha, cooled the intake air by a massive 2 degrees. We got a carbon fiber ignition cover, tie pegs, bitch and triple clamps, lots of mag and tie parts on the triple clamp, 14 millimeter nut on the counter shaft, and works forks. I mean, didn't get any better. Love this bike.